Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this video is a little different. A few weeks ago, I uploaded myself on Instagram using my spreadsheet to calculate a debt payoff date for a specific student loan, and you guys seemed really interested in one poll. You wanted one of your own. So I created 3 forms using PDF that you can use to calculate your debt payoff date, and I just wanted to walk you through really quickly how you would use these forms. And I did create 3 different designs. This is my most vibrant one. So I just decided to use this one first because I really like it. But here you can see in the debt field, that's going to be where you put the specific debt that you are trying to calculate your payments on. And the starting balance, that's going to be what your balance is right now, what you're starting with. So I decided to put $4,500, and down at the bottom, it's going to have the amount remaining as $4,500, and it will also calculate the amount that you've paid whenever you put a payment into the payment box. Now, I did use a simple interest calculation for these forms. Keep in mind that this does not take into consideration compounding interest. So you do want to keep that in the back of your mind if you have a compounding interest debt. And if you are not using Adobe Acrobat, if you're using I'm using Internet Explorer, I believe, you will have to put in your interest rate as 0.0 and then your interest rate in order for it to have the correct format. I'm not quite sure why it's doing that, but that will be what you need to do to fix that. So if it's showing like a 550, you need it to say 5.5, put 0.05 there. And down at the bottom, it's going to have the interest calculated. And this is only going to be for 1 year. So the debt payoff sheets use a simple interest calculation over the course of a year. So keep that in mind also. But I'm going to go ahead and put in the first payment here just so you guys can see what is going to happen whenever we start plugging in our numbers. And you can just go ahead and fill it up for the future. You don't have to put it in as you make the payments. The point of this form is so you can sit down and play around with your numbers. I like to do this from time to time. It helps to motivate me. I think it's really fun. And if I am just overpaying on a specific debt, I want to know what date am I looking at to get rid of this thing, especially if it's down to the wire. And so I'm just putting in little random $350 payments here and putting in the date. And as you can see, I am going into the future because I am already in August. And whenever I was calculating my student loan debt payoff date, this is what I was doing. I was putting in, okay, if I make a payment on this date, I typically make bi-weekly payments. So I was going by the bi-weekly dates of my paychecks and plugging in numbers to see where I would be if I put in a specific payment here, here, or there, and how could I hit my targeted goal, which is to pay off debt by the end of the year in December. So right now we are down to October, and you have 30 slots to do this, you guys. So if you only just make monthly payments, you have plenty of slots to plug it in. But if you want to break it down to bi-weekly, you can do that as well. And here you see I have zeroed out the debt. So I'm looking at a targeted date of November 1st, 2020, but also keep in mind if you have compounding interest, it may be a little bit more that you may have to apply to this balance, but it's still good to have some type of interest calculated into your rate, in your debt balance. And this is the second design that I've created. It's a pretty pink. It has the same fields, so I'm putting in the debt is going to be an auto loan that I am focusing on, and the starting balance. And remember, for the interest, you will have to put 0.0 and the interest rate in order to get it to come back in the correct format. So here it's calculated that interest that we would be paying in over the course of a year. And just like with the last form, you plug in your payments, you plug in your dates, press enter, and it's going to show you how much you have paid in and how much you would have remaining. So it's really good to get an idea of where you would be at a specific time if you make these specific payments or close to that amount. So that's what we've paid and that's what we have remaining. And this is the last little template design here. Same fields, you have a place to put the specific debt that you are working on, the starting balance, your interest rate. Now, I will say you don't have to put in an interest rate. So if your student loans have been relieved right now, like mine are, I did not put in any interest rate because I'm at 0% interest. So that's going to put all of the payments that you make and pull it from that starting balance without any interest calculated. So I'm just plugging in some random payments and some random dates here just so you can see that every single form operates the same way. So hopefully this will be super helpful to you guys that are just trying to figure out what dates you would be looking at with specific debts. If you make certain payments, it's really fun to do. It really motivates you. It helps you to set your goals. I love to do this, and it has helped to keep me on a time frame when it comes to my debt-free journey. So I will leave the link in the description box below, and you guys can grab this bundle. It's 3 for just $4.